Hello, neighbors. Welcome to the Susan Show. We've been reuniting families through our Caribbean Connection series for decades, but there was one unforgettable story. Patesha Campbell came to the Susan Show a record 5 times, and with each appearance, it got more complicated. Join us for the twists and turns, secrets and lies in this 13-part mystery of Patesha's reunion.
Patesha came to our show to find her parents Navlet Rose and Kenneth Campbell. Let's take you back to her first interview.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
And who are you here to find?
My mother.
Okay.
Her name is Navlet Rose. She gave me away when I was 3 years old to a gentleman named Albert Morris. They call him Dolly. Mm-hmm. And he gave me to his mother named Beatrice Morris. They call her Burnbridge.
So you grew with her?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Where all of this took place?
In Manchester. I was born in St. Elizabeth, Breadnought, Ginger Hill.
Right. And who was your real father?
I don't really know him. I spoke with him in 2008 on the phone.
What's his name?
Kenneth Campbell.
So you want to find him, but most of all you want to find your mother?
Yes.
What do you know about her?
Well, I know that she had me when she was 17.
You're the first child?
Yes.
Okay.
When I was around 4 years old, somebody told me that she died. But I don't really believe, because growing up is fear lies. Because when I was growing up, the lady that grew me told me that her name was Eulalie McFarlane. But when I applied for my birth certificate,
that's not what came up.
Yes. So
Navlet Rose came up.
Yes. Okay. And I applied for a death certificate with RGD, and they don't have any registration of her. They told me to call the hospitals or visit. I did that, and there's nothing. So
why do you want to find her now?
Growing up, I have a rough time, and I just want to have some closure where I don't know any family, none at all.
It's our Caribbean Connections reunion series, and it's the story of Patesha Campbell, who came to find her father, Kenneth Campbell, and her mother, Navlet Rose. And with me is Faye Campbell and Michael Campbell. So Kenneth Campbell is?
My dad. He was living in Balaclava, and then he go to Ipswich.
This is all in St. Elizabeth?
Yes. And then now he live in Thornton.
Why did he move so often?
Because, when you're young.
Oh.
And you're young and you're
wherever the girls are.
Right. So he living in Thornton for a long time till he passed away. And he had a daughter named by Patricia, and her mom died. The lady who named Miss Nora Powell, she told me about her.
Yes.
But one time she wrote me a letter, but I don't remember.
The daughter wrote you a letter?
Yes.
And she gave it to who?
She gave somebody to give me. That when I was living in Kingston.
He had another little girl, and he took both girls to live in that district with Miss Nora.
Oh, that's the mother of the Patricia mother, because I heard that Patricia mother come to Thornton to stay with my father. Because she's from Ipswich, what Mama told me.
You remember her name?
No, Mama said she called her Beulah. So I don't know if she have a middle name, because I don't know nothing about them in that time.
Right.
Because me a big woman, me on my own, so I don't inquire about those things. Michael tell me that he meet her because she was going to Balaclava school.
Okay, well, let's move over to Michael then. Michael, you saw that child on TV?
Yes, I'm on your show. My father named Kenneth Campbell.
Right. But what was it about the story that you know it was your Kenneth Campbell they're talking about?
My niece and she used to go to Balaclava secondary before he turned to high school now.
When did you meet this child?
I meet her one day at the clinic.
How old was she?
I couldn't tell how old was she.
Teenager?
Yeah, she was teen.
Because she was going to high school already, so she passed 12.
Yeah, she passed 12.
Right.
Find out that is my sister. And me and her talk.
So she said her father was Kenneth Campbell, and who was her mother?
I don't really know her mother.
And Miss Faye?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Nora actually has most of the story because she was staying with her.
Yeah, because Mama said that's the last time when I talked to Mama. She said that's a lady in Balaclava. They take her.
Mm-hmm.
Then a long time ago, I hear that she in Kingston and she's Christian. So I don't know
Who,
nothing
Patricia,
again.
you're talking?
Yes.
Oh, so you keep hearing these little stories about her.
Yes.
When we come back, we speak with Christopher Rose, who has some information about Patesha's past. Christopher Rose believes that he is Patesha's brother, based on the information he was given and events that took place while he was growing up. Let's hear what he has to say.
It's our Caribbean Connections reunion series, and it's the story of Patesha Campbell, who came to find her father, Kenneth Campbell, and Novlet Rose, which is why you, Christopher Rose, are here today.
Yes,
You heard the name Novlet Rose.
yes, and Kenneth Campbell, usually, when I hear Novlet Rose, I was concerned,
Okay.
yeah, because Novlet Rose my big sister, and I've seen her in years,
Oh,
yes, and Kenneth Campbell and my mom was together,
so who was your mother?
usually Salmon,
Eulalie Salmon.
yes,
So Novlet is your sister, you're saying?
Yes.
So how many years have you not seen Novlet?
I don't know the exact year, but it's a lot of years, honestly speaking.
20
Yes.
years, 30
Yeah,
years?
it could be 20. But
Okay.
it's not, we don't reach 30 years yet.
The last time you saw her, where was she?
Last time I saw her, she was at Breadnut Walk,
Which is where?
which is St. Elizabeth. That's where we used to live.
With your mother and
My
father?
mom and father and sisters and brothers.
Her name is Rose.
Yes, her name is
And
Rose.
your name is Rose.
Yes, my name is Rose.
So both of you lived with Kenneth Campbell?
Yes, I used to.
You lived with Kenneth Campbell and Eulalie Salmon?
Yes. We used to live in Breadnut Walk, St. Elizabeth.
Yes, that's where you're born.
Yes, where I born, yes.
Your sister was born there as well?
Yes, yes. Me, Novlet, and my mom and dad used to live, and my sister.
Who is the other sister?
The other sister was Nicole and Lisa.
Where are they now?
Lisa and Nicola, they live in Baker Step, but I find Nicola. So Nicola children are at my house.
Okay. When did you find her?
I find her last year.
Okay. Wow.
And
How did you get separated from her?
my auntie, which is Bernice, she did take Novlet.
Take Novlet to where?
Take Novlet to Old Harbor. Right, because it was me, Novlet, Nicola, and Lisa. Anyway, my auntie come and she take away Novlet. She took Novlet for years and I didn't see Novlet.
How old was Novlet when she took her?
Novlet, I didn't quite remember how old was Novlet. Novlet like about 2-3 years older than me. I don't see her back for years, only up till today days.
But you heard that she was in Old Harbor?
Yes, yes, because I have a cousin used to visit them and she told me that she's there.
Okay.
But I went there one of the time to find her and I still don't find her. When my sister lived, I was a child. She was a child as well.
You said you lived with Kenneth Campbell for some time.
Yeah,
How did your mother and father split up?
All right, what really happened? My father, he never used to take care of us.
Wow.
It was like my mom alone, honestly speaking, right? So it's like my mom used to still live with us at the little house where my father built. But my father, he went away. Still live in the community, but he go away to other house to live. And but he come home one evening and want to beat up my mom.
But he doesn't live there?
No, and he doesn't live there. And yeah, my mom chop him on him hand with the lasso. And that's how it goes. Mama there until she moved. When she moved, that's how she meet Mr. Kenneth.
Okay. But she did that in self-defense because he wanted to harm her?
Yes, yes. Anyway, she leave there and go live with Mr. Kenneth.
Yes.
So while she went to Mr. Kenneth, they live in Norway.
How old did your mom be now?
Ooh. My mother would be 70 or 80.
So Mr. Campbell was a big man for her?
Yes, definitely.
We understand he has older children.
Yeah, Mr. Kenneth was a bigger man for my mother. Little short, hairy face man, black. That's how a little girl come, black, just like Mr. Kenneth.
Which little girl?
Which is Patricia. But Patricia born about 1987.
Right.
Before Gilbert, 1 year before Gilbert. Because I remember I leave Mr. Kenneth yard and go back to Breadnut Walk. Patricia is my little sister.
Yes, but how you...
Because Patricia born when I was at Mr. Kenneth's house.
Patricia is Eula Lee Salmon and Kenneth Campbell's child.
Yes.
But on the show, who you her name her mother as?
She named her mother as Novlet Rose.
Right.
Which impossible. Honestly speaking, it's impossible for Mr. Kenneth to lead Novlet.
Because she had left from she was a child.
Yes, it's impossible. I know Mr. Kenneth and Eula Lee Salmon lived together for years.
Kenneth Campbell was named as her father.
Yeah, Kenneth Campbell.
And Noblet Rose was named as her mother.
That's wrong. Eula Lee.
So something has to be sorted out.
I have
there.
all the information in that pouch there.
The information from
for Eula Lee.
where you got it.
Most of the things on my birth certificate.
Do you have any picture of anyone?
No. I was so stressed, honestly speaking. I grew with a lot of stress.
You know that Mr. Kenneth died last year as well.
No.
Mr. Kenneth died in August.
Yeah. Nablet was like 3 years older than me.
3 years older.
Yes.
So she would be born in 1969.
Yes.
Okay.
I know that Eula Lee Salmon died. Yeah, that's the person.
When did she die?
My mom died years, honestly speaking.
90s,
my
80s?
mom died 95.
And you were there for the funeral and everything?
I didn't get to went to the funeral, honestly speaking. 'Cause what really happened, my mom, when she lived with Mr. Kenneth, it happened that she and Mr. Kenneth couldn't agree. And Mr. Kenneth was an ignorant man as well. Yeah, he drink a lot and smoke a lot. But he take care of me. He take care of me. Because me was the only one that
was there at the time.
Yeah, because he used to bring me go fishing with something I like.
What?
Yeah.
So the other two girls went where?
Them went with my mother auntie.
Oh.
Which is Lisa and Nicola.
Right.
While Novlet living...
Went to Bernice in Old Harbour.
Yes.
And you stayed with your mom.
When my little sister born in 1987, I remember I go leave, that time we live in Taunton, St. Elizabeth. And I leave Taunton and go back to Breadnut Walk. And while I'm on Breadnut Walk, Gilbert come.
Oh.
Yeah, that's when I get mixed up with my sister. 'Cause from Gilbert come, I didn't go back. But my mom did come to see us in Breadnut Walk.
Yes.
Yeah, but from she come, she go and long after that, 95, I get news that she died.
All right, so we're going to show you a picture now to see if you can recognize
Okay.
this gentleman.
Yeah, Mr. Kenneth. Honestly, it's Mr. Kenneth. Yes, Mr. Kenneth here come mash mouth. And can't say I'm not having no teeth.
All right, so we're going to meet this lady now, Faye. Yes, that's one of his daughters.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And of course, Patricia is here waiting as well.
No problem.
But she'll be astounded to learn that Noblet Rose is not her mother.
Noblet is not her mother.
All right, so we'll hear another part of the story.
Yeah, no problem.
Patesha Campbell is here to find her parents and relatives. She reminded us of her story and gave us data from her birth certificate.
It's our Caribbean Connections reunion series, and it's the story of Patesha Campbell, who came to find her father, Kenneth Campbell, and her mother, Noblet Rose. And we are saying, Patricia, your story is a mystery. Noblet Rose is a mystery. And I'm trying to put the pieces together. How did you find out that your mother's name was Noblet Rose?
When I applied in 2005 for my birth certificate, that's her name's on the birth certificate.
The name was on the birth certificate?
Yes, it was.
And you saw Kenneth Campbell?
No, he's not on the birth certificate.
How do you know your father's Kenneth Campbell?
The lady that grew me.
What's her name?
Beatrice Morris.
Beatrice Morris?
Yes.
Tell me as far back as you can remember. How old were you?
4 or 5 years old.
You don't remember being with your mother?
I remember some stuff, but the events I can't place a face.
What stuff? Tell me.
I remember going to the river with a lady to wash, living in a house with her, but not much.
Were there any other children in the house?
I think there was a little boy. I just remember once that I think we went to the river and catch some, they call it janga.
Where was this?
Somewhere in St. Elizabeth that they call Breadnut Walk, Ginger Hill.
Breadnut Walk in Ginger Hill?
Yes.
How did you get separated from that lady?
I remember one day I just I got my hair combed. This lady, I think the lady that grew me, her granddaughter mother combed my hair the night before, and I was shipped off with Dalbert Morris.
Who is Dalbert Morris?
The guy that my mother gave me to. I was told that she gave me to Dalbert Morris, and he carried me to his mother, who is Beatrice Morris.
In all of this, where was your father? When was the first time you heard of Kenneth Campbell?
I think I was around 8, 9 when I started to ask questions.
Did you ever meet him?
Not that I remember.
Did you ever talk to him?
Once.
When?
I think it was in 2009. The lady's granddaughter mother called me and she said that he was there and I spoke with him.
And what was that conversation like?
Well, I asked him about my mother. He didn't know much. I asked him if he knew maybe my mother's sister, cousin. He didn't know any relative at all for her. And basically, he just asked me if I was all right and stuff like that. That was it.
What about meeting him? Why didn't you ever meet him?
Honestly, I think I was kind of upset with him because he didn't know much.
Tell me about Miss Beatrice.
She was an elderly lady. I think she was half Indian. But she, how should I put it? She treated me really bad.
Why is that?
At the first, she was all right in the first. But while I growing up older, when I was going all age school, I go school with
What all age school?
Nazareth all age.
Where's that?
In Manchester.
Mr. Morris took you to Manchester?
Yes.
Wow. To live with his mother, Miss Beatrice?
Yes.
Was there another little girl in the home?
Yes, Stephanie.
Where is she?
She's still in the country.
Okay, you communicate with her?
Yes, yes, we do talk.
So who is she?
She's Dalbert Morris' daughter.
The information that you presented on TV, Breadnut Walk, Thornton, and all those names and places, where you got that information?
That's on the birth certificate.
That's on your birth certificate?
Yes.
You knew your father was from St. Elizabeth?
Yes.
Where in St. Elizabeth was he from?
I think he's the same place, Breadnut Walk.
So you've come forward many years later
Yes.
to try to find someone. Why now?
Growing up, as I said before, it was a bad situation. I was treated really bad. And then when I get older, people talk about their mother and father and so. I said, all right, then they encouraged me to come forward and so and so. And so that's one of the reasons. And I just want some closure where that is concerned.
So from Nazareth All Age, you went on to?
Balaclava High. I remember the lady that took me when I passed GSAT, Ann P. Her name is Ann P. Yes.
Where was she living?
Same place in Manchester. She took me on a trip one evening, but I don't remember the place of it. She stopped and talked to some people, but I don't know.
Aunt P.
Yes.
What was her right name?
I think it was Violet Powell.
Violet Powell?
Yes.
Or Nora Powell?
Some thereabouts.
But you know her name was Powell?
Yes.
What time span did you spend with her?
Until I was in second form.
Did you ever hear that your father had other children or your mother had other children?
Yes, when I spoke with him in 2009, he said I have brothers and sisters.
And no arrangement was made to see these brothers and sisters?
No.
So you do remember Miss Nora?
Yes.
Because Miss Nora remembers you. You'll talk to Miss Nora today. How come you never went back to Miss Nora?
After I leave her, I went to live with a church sister in the country because Beatrice had a son who is not so mentally ill, and he came back and creating one.
Okay, so what age you left Miss Beatrice's house?
I was still in second form.
Wow.
Still in second form, and I went to live with a church sister by the name of Hyacinth Lewis. Things take a turn from there because of all the events that took place in my life. I tried committing suicide.
So you passed out?
Yes, when I gained consciousness, I was in public hospital.
And this was all from the abuse that you experienced as a child and was never able to deal with it?
Yes.
So you've dealt with it now?
But still dealing with it, yes.
So I have your birth certificate, and it's saying that you were born in, it's the district of Ginger Hill. The place of birth is Breadnut Walk. So you never went to the hospital? Sounds like you had a home delivery. 8th of January 1987. Your name is Patesha, not Patricia, Campbell. There is no father on your birth certificate. No. You got it in 2005.
Yes.
You learned that your father was Kenneth
Campbell.
Campbell. So are you going to be changing that?
Maybe.
You're thinking about it. Your place of residence for your mother was Bread Not Walk. Your mother, name and surname, is given as Navlet Rose, and it's the parish of St. Elizabeth. She was 17 years old when she had you.
Yes.
17. So she's a teenager. It gives the informant's name as Eulalie Rose, who was present at your birth. And her residence is also Bread Not Walk. Eulalie Rose, Navlet Rose, do you think there's some connection there?
I thought maybe they were sisters.
They were sisters.
I come to
You're
the
thinking.
conclusion.
It
Yes.
doesn't give her age though.
No.
And an informant would have been the person because she's underage to bring her there, yeah? We have your birth certificate here. So things are a little clearer to me now. So would you like to know what I know?
Yes.
Not right now. You want to meet some people now?
Yes.
Who you want to meet?
Anyone?
I have a Rose here and a Campbell here. Which one you want to meet?
Both.
First,
Campbell.
the Campbell first.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks for watching The Susan Show. See you next time.
Please like, subscribe, turn on post notification to see videos as soon as they're uploaded.